Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Drama Pero No Drama. I'm Vanessa and I'm here with my mana Karina.
Hello.
And Susie.
Hello.
And today we're gonna kick it off with something funny then serious at the end.
She started laughing. Okay, well, before we get started, I want everybody to notice my chanclas. If you're on YouTube, check out my concha chanclas. They're very cute.
They're cute and
They are
fluffy.
adorable.
That is all. Carry on.
There is a lot to unpack this week.
Yep.
But let's start with the elephant in the room. We lost TikTok, you guys. It's back now by the time you're watching this, but listening to this. But I want to know how were your 12 hours of timeout?
I was miserable. I went through depression. I was thinking about my life, if I should continue living.
Oh my God, that's so freaking dramatic, bro.
She really was though, because I was still on TikTok. Like after everybody got banned, I was still on. Well, everybody in my household was
For a
banned.
whole 10 extra seconds?
No, like I chose to leave the app because ya me había cansado de scrollear, because I was like, I'm never gonna leave TikTok. But then I got bored because Ivan and Jocelyn were miserable. I was just like, solidarity, and I clicked out.
Girl, I saw this girl on TikTok who, since they got banned and she couldn't access it anymore, she deleted it off her phone.
Oh no!
And then she found out 12 hours later that it was back, and she was so sad because she couldn't get it back now.
Yeah.
She still had it on her iPad, but she's like, nah, I'm gonna be like grandma using my iPad to be on TikTok.
I would still use my iPad.
So how were your 12 hours in timeout?
I feel like for me it wasn't that bad because when it went out, we were all sitting at the kitchen table playing a game with the kids.
Okay.
So we were busy. We were too busy to whatever. And we didn't finish until midnight. So it was like straight to bed. So I didn't miss it. If I was not doing anything at night, then yeah, I would have been so lost.
Yeah. That's funny.
But can we talk about your household and what you guys did in your household?
Why mine?
Because yours was the most extra, girlfriend.
Oh my gosh. So, en mi casa, when TikTok fell, fue el fin del mundo. Y Jocelyn estaba destrozada. She had vistió a su stitch. She's dressed up her Stitch in his tuxedo. I think it's a little Stitch you got her because you got her a Stitch. So she went, put his black tuxedo on. She comes out of the room and she gave a whole speech and a whole funeral for TikTok.
A whole eulogy, you're going to
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Obituary? Is that what it is? No. Eulogy?
I think it's a eulogy. I think obituary is like the thing that comes out in the newspaper.
Well, casi quería sacar un print. I know that newspapers are almost dead, but she wanted to bring it back just so she could print out her eulogy. What is it? Obituary?
For TikTok.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I saw this video where it was like this office and they put like a phone with the TikTok logo on it and they put it in this tiny little coffee and they all walk outside and they're all dressed in black and they're all crying and being all dramatic and then they dig a little hole in the snow and they put the little coffin in there and then they put a little candle and I'm like, bro.
Yeah.
It's not that serious.
It was serious because first of all, nos dijeron que hasta el 19 nos lo quitaban a medianoche and fucking come to find out it was like 8 o'clock.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
I was so sad. You don't understand how many times I tried to open up that app after they banned us from it.
Oh my God, you're so. That's how I found out that it was back because we were sitting in the morning. We were all sitting in the living room watching TV, and then all of a sudden, Daniela's like, "It's back! It's back!" I was like, "What are you talking about?" She's like, "Look, I can scroll." And I was like, "What the hell?" She's like, "I was sitting here opening it and opening it." I'm like, "No manches."
So where did you guys go when we were in timeout? Well, you said you were busy, so you didn't try to find an alternative. Where did you go?
I was just sitting on my couch, tried to have quality time with David. I was just looking at the TV like, and like él me platicaba, and I was just like, yeah.
The best part about this whole band is like all the videos for like the people that said, "Oh, I was getting ready to clean up my life, but oh well."
That was me. I had a whole plan for Sunday. Like, I was like, I'm gonna go clean the mudroom. I'm gonna go clean all the closets and organize them. I'm gonna do this and this. And then Josie was the one that like told me and Ivan that it was back, cause she must have tried to like click it. And I was just like, well, worth a try. And I just sat on TikTok. I had a lot of hours to make up for.
Oh my god.
De lo deprimida que estaba, I went to sleep really early. I went to sleep like at 10:30.
No manches.
Mhm.
Wow.
I think I went to sleep at 10 too.
Yeah. I tried to go to like Facebook Reels and it was not hitting the same. I tried Instagram and then I forgot that we're all against Facebook and Instagram. So I was like, screw you, and I went to YouTube, but YouTube was not.
It wasn't doing it either.
YouTube was not doing it, nothing.
There's just something about that freaking TikTok algorithm that just knows what it's doing.
It's because para mí YouTube eran puro like people playing games or like, I don't know, it was horrible, you guys. I never want to go through that ever again.
Well, we are gonna go through that again.
I was gonna say, don't think that this shit's over.
Well,
This
no.
whole TikTok ban thing is like a toxic relationship. It's like one of those, maybe a toxic relationship, or maybe one of those relationships where like your parent doesn't like your boyfriend or girlfriend,
Oh,
and they tell you, no, you can't talk to them, they're not good for you, y el novio won't leave, and he's like, look, I don't care what your parents say, I am here to stay.
Yeah, for real.
Yo como nunca tuve un novio así.
No, tú a puras pinches escondidas. Pues cuando? Oh, sorry.
Don't be putting me on
My
blast like
my
that.
bad, bro. My bad.
Yeah, it was intense.
But the other thing that I thought was funny with this whole band thing was all the people that like.
Expose themselves?
Yes, there's so freaking many.
I keep trying to find who quien se exposió. What is the word? Expose themselves?
That doesn't sound right either.
I keep trying to find out who lied about why they went viral, and I can't find anybody because I want to unfollow them because you don't deserve my view.
For real. The ones that I like, the ones that I've seen the most have been the ones that were obvious the whole freaking time.
Oh.
You know, like the people that got popular with their little. Remember the little tiny hands?
Oh, uh-huh.
Yeah. And they're like,
Mhm.
it's not really mine.
That's funny.
But yeah, I have seen people like complaining about other people that outed themselves, and now they're like, well, now we know your whole platform is a freaking lie. So
Yeah.
por pendejo.
How do you think they felt coming back?
Stupid.
I wouldn't have even came back. I would have been like, well. But to be honest, now that my TikTok is back, well, first of all, I was so happy that TikTok was gone for like 10 seconds because I was like, my mana is gonna stop being a hypochondriac. She's gonna be cured of all these diseases that
It's
she
Vanessa,
thought.
for the record. It's not me. It's Vanessa.
She's gonna be cured from all these diseases that she keeps self-diagnosing herself with, and then soon after those like 10 seconds of joy, I was really depressed because TikTok nos ha enseñado a cocinar a muchas de nosotras.
This is true. That's the other thing that I kept saying is like, what are we gonna do with all these recipes? I haven't ever even cooked any of them. They were just saved for later.
You know what? I was so sad because I was scrolling through TikTok trying to save all the recipes I could. Y que se me frisa and I couldn't log into their page and I couldn't stalk that person that I was going through the recipes because I was like, ya no salía la foto, ya no salían los videos, and I was like, oh my god, did I get blocked? So I was like refreshing, y luego decía log off, and I'm like, oh.
Sad face. What did you actually cook a recipe from TikTok?
I did.
Which one was your favorite?
Los
Or what did you cook?
camarones. I don't know what they were called, but they were like these shrimp, like grilled, like brushed with like chile and mayo and stuff. I don't know what they're called.
Cucaracha?
Like zarandeados?
Oh, there you go,
Uh-huh.
zarandeados.
Algo así, Those were pretty good. And a cookie recipe that I got from there. was pretty good.
Well, remember when I think I was talking on the phone with you and you were like, what are you doing? I was like, I'm on TikTok trying to save all the recipes I can.
Yeah, she was. She was trying to make a whole. And then you, I looked up when he said that they didn't even save to your phone.
No, they didn't save to my phone.
Womp womp.
So it's just.
Yeah, I just saved a bunch of recipes, but I like almost never cooked any of them. Like, oh, that sounds good for when I don't know what to cook, and then I never went back to them. But I did end up cooking the stuffed chilaquiles. I got that recipe from
okay.
there, and then ramen noodles, like like homemade ramen
Ooh, that sounds good.
from scratch. I got a recipe from there that everybody liked in the house. So yeah, I do like the recipe
Yeah.
stuff on there. And then pues el chisme way.
Yeah.
Where do you get your best chisme? On freaking TikTok.
Yeah, because I feel like those are better trusted sources than the news sometimes.
Yeah, true, very true. But I mean, I think it ultimately it's kind of sad that Trump put so much energy, or the government in general, so much energy into this whole TikTok ban when there's so much other shit that's broken
Yeah, I
in
agree.
the United States.
Mm-hmm.
Because like even yesterday he gave statements on some of his executive orders that he's putting in place, right?
Mm-hmm.
And someone asked him about TikTok and if he wanted Elon Musk to buy it. And then he's like, well, I think that it would be a benefit for them to sell TikTok because the majority, like look at how many Americans are on TikTok, and all, like a lot of it, like the buying and all that stuff, a big portion of it is the United States. And that's when I freaking realized that all of this shit really is a business transaction for him. Because if you haven't already learned that Donald is all about money and power, then you need to get more educated on who you guys have selected as a president, because he really is all about money. And look, I'm not mad at the fact that he wants to make the U.S. more like richer, or at least pay back the trillions of freaking debt that they're in, and like give them power, because I mean power is everything when you get that high in society.
Mm-hmm.
Pero I realized that it's all a freaking business transaction. So this whole blackout thing was a way to intimidate, like, oh, well, look at how many people made your platform when it went dark.
Mm-hmm.
Because even, I was kind of cracking up because there was this girl who's in Mexico.
The one who told us that the Canadians were talking shit?
Yeah, the Canadians were talking shit.
I saw that. I was like, wow.
Yeah, bro. But yeah, I mean, he's saying like it would be a benefit for them because we make the majority of it. We make up a big part of it. Everything's about him and his U.S. country,
Mm-hmm.
and it's really freaking annoying.
Yeah, I agree. I think it was also like, I don't understand. I think that the ban itself was like a strategic move, because I mean when you guys came back on, and when like I'm sure when like everybody was able to come back, from their timeout, that little thank you to Donald Trump, to President Donald Trump, but he wasn't president yet. The president was still Biden. So I think that was a big slap in the face to, President Biden, because like, why are you calling somebody else a president when they're not even the president yet? They weren't sworn in.
You know what else was a slap in the face? Because when in his inauguration, siempre el presidente que está entrando le da las gracias al presidente que va saliendo.
Mm-hmm.
Like, thank you for your leadership, thank you for the time that you spent in the White House. Regardless of how great or bad things went during their term,
Mm-hmm.
the entering president always says, thank you for your service, basically. Pero él no lo hizo para Biden. And I'm not, like, completely mad, because Biden, to me, from my perspective, I feel like he didn't do too much.
Mm-hmm.
He did a couple things here and there, just to say, because he's president, he's got to do something.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think that he did very much, in my opinion. Especially because he spent 8 years as vice president with Obama. he should have known what to do, bro. That man should have been able to step in and make changes because things were already set up. He had the experience, he had the connections, he knew what to do. But he came in like it was just another freaking check mark on his resume.
But I feel like it was also hard for him because he had to clean up the whole mess that Trump left for him. Because, you know, Trump did make a mess of things, especially that January 6th thing. That was a nightmare.
Yeah, and then he comes and he freaking releases them all from jail. You saw that, right?
Yeah.
Like he did pardons for all of them.
What do you mean?
Yeah, which I think is a big fucking slap in the face. Or, like, I think para todos esos officers that were there that were assaulted, that were beat, that were trying to protect, you know, the White House, like all those people that were hurt during all of that. Like, talk about a slap in the face.
What did I lose? What did I miss? What are you guys talking about?
Girl, are you not paying attention?
Yeah, like
Well,
what
this was
happened on
years
the
ago.
6th?
When last election, when
During his first term.
when he lost the re-election and Biden won, you know how they had all those rioters, because they say it was a peaceful protest, that was a riot. All the rioters stormed the Capitol.
Oh, yeah.
Where they were like breaking things.
When
and
he basically told them to go there and riot. He said it without saying it.
Mhm.
You know, like he delivered that message to his followers, like come do this for me, basically, is what he said. And then he had them come in and, like Susie said, fucking breaking shit and just complete riot. And then they all went to prison because they invaded the White House illegally, hurt people, made a mess. So they all went to jail. And as soon as Trump got into office, one of the first executive orders that he signed was to release them from prison.
To pardon them, like they were.
Because they served their time and they didn't deserve it. That
Only
there's
4
murders.
years.
In his not that his defense, but in his mind, there's people that are murderers that don't ever go to prison. These guys didn't do anything compared to that.
Make it make sense.
It doesn't make sense, but okay.
Yeah, but it's so sad to see, like, now that I'm older and I feel more woke, these kids say.
Yeah.
You start to see things like during this whole TikTok ban thing, everybody was so focused on, oh my god, I'm gonna have to go get a real job, you know, a 9 to 5, and I'm not gonna be able to hang out with my kids. Bro, I've never been able to do that, first of all, but whatever. Meanwhile, on the back end, you got California on fucking fire. They can't control this shit. You got immigration picking up people left and right. Families terrified that they're going to be torn apart, and nobody's doing anything about that.
Yeah, I feel like all of those major issues are severely being like brushed under the rug because of everything, because of, you know, the new president. One of his executive orders should have been helping those families in California who lost their homes, who lost their, you know, everything that they've ever worked for. And I mean, they have some amazing people down there, because I don't, have you seen like all the like donations and stuff like that that people are gathering for them? I think ellos solitos están recuperando because of their own people, like because of themselves. Like I think that Biden was sending help, like he signed for them to get some kind of relief, but I mean that doesn't equal what they've lost. So Donald should have came in and been like, what else do you guys need? Like, what can I do to help? How do we solve this problem?
Instead he was talking shit, because when it got brought up yesterday in his executive order remarks, he was saying that California could have prevented it, that they could have done better in controlling the fire. So instead of trying to say like, we're in a situation now where we have to rebuild, we have to reconstruct, we have to bring families back together, it was, they fucked up. They could have done a better job.
Yeah.
He said the word stupid. And it's like, this is a freaking tragic event. Things that are going to cause trauma to families because they've lost their home. And, you know, our friend Jose, frenemy, Jose from No Mames Monday, he lives in California.
Yeah.
And I heard on their podcast where he was like kind of talking about everything going on over there and all that. And one of the things that he mentioned was that people's home insurance were dropping them. Like, how can you allow that? A family just lost their freaking house. They have nowhere to go. And you're going to allow these insurance companies to say, yeah, no, we're not going to pay this. It's too much money.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Come the fuck on.
Mm-hmm.
Care about your people, bro. I understand you want to make, I understand the power and the money. Because, again, you can't have a government without it when you're that high. But show a little freaking empathy, you know?
Yeah, I agree. It's just, I don't know. Kind of goes back to what I was saying that I don't know. I wish that TikTok would have stayed gone because ever since I re-logged in, like it's like everything is so sad. TikTok makes me so sad now. Like, en un lado, like it's like I see like all todo lo que now that the fires are under control, like people are finally going back to see like all the damage, and that makes me really sad. And then on the other hand, you have like all these immigration raids, everything with immigration, and I understand that some people are trying to like keep people informed, but that it makes me so sad. Like I don't even want to open the app anymore because
you know what? ¿Sabes quién me cae gordo off TikTok? I had to block him. El de última hora vigente.
That never comes up on my page. What is it?
It's this one guy que se llama Carlos Espinaza or I don't know his name, but like he's like cada hora está subiendo un video and he's like última hora vigente, que siempre sí se va a ir TikTok y luego a la mera hora última hora vigente, el TikTok no se va, se queda, viene a quedarse y luego hace última hora TikTok es vigente, TikTok siempre sí se va a ir. And I'm like, shut the fuck up.
Oh my
I had to
gosh.
block him.
I've never seen him come up on my page. Well, that's because you probably interacted with his videos.
Yeah.
No, I don't
Yeah.
even like him anymore. I just stop, like scroll really fast when he's like, oh, and I'm and
Yeah.
or like I put not interested, and I don't even understand how they keep popping up if I put not interested.
Because it's like a bad relationship. Tú le dices que no, but you're really telling them sí.
I don't know. Can we also talk about that? Que cara pone Donald Duck que la presidenta de México mandó a sus firefighters para ayudar a turn off the fire.
Did you notice that he didn't acknowledge that?
He didn't acknowledge that. That's why I'm saying, like, why did he fucking acknowledge that?
Because he doesn't fucking care about.
And I want to
anybody
know, why
else.
does he hate so much the Mexicans? Did he get rejected from a hot Mexican girl with big boobs and big ass, or what? I want to know. I want to know the backstory about.
She said, mira naranja. A mí solo me
Me
te
gustan
gustan
los
los
guayabas.
tamarindos.
Oh.
I was trying to think of something extra Mexican.
Tamarindo.
Tamarindo. I don't know. You're right. I don't know why he's got. That man has his priorities all kinds of twisted.
Yeah.
Maldito dolor, pato.
But we'll pray for all those families out there that are in jeopardy of these raids because it is scary. And I understand, like, all these executive orders are not going to go from today to tomorrow and be done, right? They still have a process that they got to do for everything. And I hope that there's enough people, like I said, sitting in those seats in Congress that are going to be our voice. Because that's what real leadership is you are the voice for the people below you. So speak up and hopefully be able to do something. Because it truly is scary. Like this whole thing of like he wants to take birthrights away. Yeah. Like that's crazy to me.
That is crazy.
There's so many kids that this is all they know. This is the life they know. And like even I'm worried. Because if I go to renew my residency next year, is he going to tell me no?
Yeah.
If he can take it away from the people that were born here, and it's a constitutional right, what gives me the right to be able to renew my legal residency?
I don't think he's gonna be able to do that because that's not the Constitution.
But the problem is he has so many people
Yeah, but
behind
did you
him
see
up
that
there.
he already got sued? He's being sued right now.
I did
at the
see that. But I don't know what that means.
Yeah, I don't know what that all entails.
Does that just delay the process?
No, I think they're fighting for that. I think they're suing him for blocking it. They don't want it to go through. And he has to go through a lot of people. He has to go through the, ¿cómo se llaman los esos que juran por su vida to protect the Constitution? What are those called?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The Pope.
No,
Oh.
there's people that swear their lives that they're gonna protect the Constitution with all their life. With
You judge?
no, I don't know.
I don't know either. But let's just hope that things don't go south the way they seem like they're gonna go, because it really is
Sad
scary.
and heartbreaking.
Especially that I saw that the agents, agents,
Mm-hmm.
are gonna go into schools. You know how much the kids are gonna go through trauma?
The agents are gonna go into the schools to
Yeah,
get
to
kids.
pull
he
them out.
removed that that law or that whatever it was that would prohibit ICE agents to going into schools and churches and stuff like that. So everything is fair game.
So they go into the school, get the kids, and then from there you backtrack and find the parents. Wow.
But my thing is like, how do you distinguish which one is here legally, and which one is here illegally? That
I
to me
think
sounds like you're just gonna go in, pick which one looks like they don't belong. Which is, let's be honest, a lot of these,
Racist bastard.
kids that don't look blonde hair, blue eyes, and they're all free game. Because how
Right.
else are you gonna distinguish?
Right. What in the Hitler?
And then can we talk about talking about Hitler? Good thing you mentioned it. Did you see stupid that fucking baboso stupido?
Vanessa, you
idiota?
don't swear.
I know, but I'm mad that he did the Hitler.
Oh, Elon Musk.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Everybody's talking about at the inauguration when he went up and he spoke. That guy, I don't know if I've never seen him or if I didn't recognize him because he's older now, but that guy looks like a racist asshole.
He's here illegally.
He's here legally.
Legally or illegally?
Legally. He wasn't born here though, but he is here legally.
But he's not gonna deport him because
No,
he's
he's
a
not gonna deport him.
billionaire. And again, he knows who to keep at his table.
Uh-huh.
The people with money and power, and he's one of them.
Well, I saw that Elon Musk was paying people for them to go vote for Donald Duck.
I want to know, did you guys ever get your money? If you're listening and you voted
Oh,
because of that, what was it, $1,000 per vote or whatever
yeah, I think it was.
to go vote? Did you? I want to know if y'all got your
They
money.
probably did.
Wait, they were paying
I don't
people to
think so.
vote
Yeah,
for Donald?
Yeah, for Donald Duck.
If you paid for Donald, you'd get money?
If you
If
went
you
out,
voted for Donald, you would get money.
I don't know.
from him.
I don't know if you confirmed that he said like go vote for Donald, but he was saying that if you voted, he would give you money. That's what I.
Oh no,
Elon
no.
Musk.
I think I think
I
I
didn't know
heard
that.
he
I
said
would've
go vote
voted.
for Donald.
I would have found a way to get a ballot in there. I mean, everybody else was illegal and did it. Why can't I?
Yeah,
I wonder
don't
how
know.
those people, Latinos, that voted for them, how do they feel right now knowing that
They
they're
turned on their own people and
Uh-huh.
other immigrants que
Yeah.
no tenían nada que ver.
How do you feel knowing that you are part of the freaking problem and not
Yeah.
the solution? Yeah, that's a very good question. Please let us know.
we don't like you, we don't want you here, fuck off.
Oh my
That
god.
was very aggressive. But yeah, man, it's a scary freaking time. And again, like I understand like the money and the power thing, but at what point are you going to be the leader that demonstrates that you care about the people in this country? Because leadership, true leadership, is all about balance. You have to be able to balance everything. So while you're working on your agenda of making the country rich, of giving them more power, you also have to worry about the humane side of it and taking care of people and figuring out how to help people that are trying to get educated, to get better jobs and have all of these freaking debts because education costs an arm and a leg and a soul, and then keeping our kids safe.
Because there are so many other things that you could focus on, like, and I kept saying, like, how can the government ban TikTok, but yet you guys aren't doing anything about the gun violence in your schools. You guys aren't doing anything about, you know, all the, I don't want to say it, you know, other things that should be on their top priority. Like, why are you making TikTok a fucking priority?
Exactly.
There's so many other issues that you can focus on.
Yeah, I mean, look at what's happening this week. We just had another school shooting in Tennessee. Our hearts go out to those families because, you know, our podcast is called Trauma but No Drama, right? Imagine the trauma that comes with witnessing or being the family for that child that lost their life. And that child that lost her life was a 17-year-old Latina girl. And the parents, like, there was an interview, they were freaking out because they had no idea, like, where their daughter was. They didn't know. No, they didn't, right, they didn't know. But they're like, we're looking for our daughter, this is her name. And then the mom sees, you know, she gets pulled out, like, on a thing, and they're, like, trying to resuscitate, and
in front of everybody?
They fucking recorded, whoever had the phone recorded, like, her reaction to seeing, and it's insane to me that we're worried about fucking social media platforms and not finding a way to make sure that as parents, we can have a clear mind, or whatever the word is, that we can drop our kids off at school where they're supposed to be getting an educated and know that they're going to be safe there. That school where the shooting happened, they have so much violence. They already had something happen a couple years ago with someone bringing a gun to school. They had 85 fights in the school year of 21 to 22. So why aren't they pushing for more measures? And I understand that we're never going to be able to fix it 100%, right? There's always going to be the kid that's freaking sneaky, that knows how to get something in there. But generally speaking, if you have a security in place, if you have metal detectors, chances are they're not going to do it.
Yeah.
So why aren't you working to decrease those chances of something like that happening? Like, it truly, sincerely, like, breaks my heart to know that a family now has to have a funeral for their 17-year-old daughter.
Yeah, that is crazy. Yeah, not only that, like, that's the worst, but all those other kids who were because they happened in the cafeteria. So all those other kids that literally just witnessed someone's life
being taken away.
Like, how do you come back from that? And though, like, those are teens, but not only that, but if you si te pones a pensar, like, all those, like, mass shootings in elementary schools, like, those are babies. Like, how do those poor kids, like, go on the rest of their lives? Like, talk about the trauma that's gonna follow you forever. I don't think you could ever recover from something like that.
Like, now I understand why there's so many people who homeschool their kids. Like, now I see why, you know?
So there's a bigger problem here and we're kind of out of time today. Maybe we can bring it back at some point, but the problem is not just, like, to your point, I just lost my train of thought.
Is that just keeping them home?
Yeah, it's not keeping them away from the environment and putting better security measures in place, but it's also the parents that need to be talking to these kids. Have a relationship with your child. The teenage years are a rough time. Like, you need to have conversations with them.
Yeah.
Don't let them isolate you. Don't let them not talk to you, because if you have a built relationship with your child, you're going to pick up on signs and red flags, and having conversations with them, helping them cope with things. That's the freaking problem. Is a lot of parents, once they get to those rough years, it's like ignoring that teenage attitude is a lot easier than making sure that you keep an eye on them and that you have the conversations that need to be had.
Yeah.
So that they don't go do something fucking stupid.
It's like the go to your room energy. I saw this thing really quick before we, hop off, that said that I'm so thankful to have a living room kid. And it was basically saying that when you have a living room kid, it's because your kid has such a good relationship with you that they prefer to be like out in the living room with you, or like just out instead of always being in their room. And I think that everybody should strive to have a living room kid.
I love that analogy.
So does that mean my junior loves me and my Minna because they're always in the living room with me?
Keep it that way.
Yeah.
Even though they're on there playing Roblox sometimes. But they're still
Doesn't matter.
with me.
But they're still there with, like, they're still within that, like,
And you can see,
family,
and
yeah.
you can hear, and you can have a conversation, and you can ask questions.
Ay, mi mamita, si yo me voy a cagar, ellos están allí queriendo estar allí conmigo en el baño.
Ay, qué horror.
I can't, I don't have a free time.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's why I'm saying keep it that way.
Yeah.
Because the problem happens when they hit teenage years, when they don't want to be around and they want to isolate and they want to do everything behind a screen. Like, that's when you should be the most involved.
I agree.
Le doy su putiza, punto.
También.
Weird. I thought you were going to be aggressive.
When it comes to that.
Yeah, I thought you were going to be as aggressive in 2025, bro.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying when they're in their teens.
Oh, so you have years. That's not
Uh-huh.
going to be your goal then.
What do you mean?
It's
To
like
be less
20,
aggressive.
20, what is it, like 20, 35?
No, I'm gonna be aggressive when they're in their teens.
Por eso, you can be less aggressive this year because that was your goal, but then in 10 years you can reverse that goal and be aggressive.
If I'm still living.
Anyways, before Vanessa gets dramatic on us, I think that's all the time that we have for today. Make sure that you guys share our podcast. We're really trying to grow our platform, and we can only do that with your guys' help. So share an episode, share our links. You can listen to all new episodes every Friday. Spotify, Apple Podcasts,
TikTok.
iHeartRadio, or wherever you listen to your podcasts. Yes, follow us on TikTok now that it's back. Yay. Instagram.
YouTube.
And YouTube.
We did open Red Note and Lemonade, but
It got deleted.
yeah,
The lemonade got deleted when TikTok got deleted.
It never came back?
It came back
did?
too.
Oh.
But our main platforms are going to be TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. So please engage with us. Let us know, do you like what our conversations are about? What do you want to hear? Shout out to everybody that takes the time to provide us feedback. We love hearing from you guys, so continue to do that. And we'll catch you all next week.
Bye.
Bye.